Hey guys, welcome back to Ben and Buring's channel. If you haven't been here before, we do product reviews, tutorials, and we have a live chat feature on our website to help you through your Broody 911s. Today's video, we're actually trying out iGulu's newest kit. It's not beer, it's actually kombucha. We've made kombucha before, so let's see how it compares. Let's check it out. All right, so today's video is sponsored by iGulu. They've just recently released their Kombucha KIT, which we're going to give a try today. If you do want to purchase the F1 or any of their other beer brewing machines by iGulu, a coupon code will be linked below for a discount. Now, we've made kombucha on the iGulu before and it actually came out really nice. We are very excited to give their Kombucha KIT a try to see how much that actually stands up. All right, let's take a look at what comes inside of the iGulu Kombucha Kit. It's actually very simple, as kombucha is. You have the organic SCOBY, which is the yeast and bacteria culture that will actually ferment out your kombucha. Comes with a pre-measured amount of corn sugar, which is important. It also comes with a cotton cloth to cover the top of your Triton keg, and we'll talk about why that's important here in a little bit. Also comes with your own black tea. Now, I was a little surprised by the fact that it's not a pre-made tea in kind of an extract form. They're actually sending you quality black tea bags so you can make your tea from scratch, which takes a little bit more time, but it does ensure it is the freshest tea you can possibly make. All right, let's go over the brewing steps, which despite the simple ingredients, there are quite a few things you have to keep in mind when you're using the kombucha kit. Step one is to make your black tea. Take a gallon of water and heat it to about 195 degrees. Once that's done, go ahead and add it into your Triton keg and then stir in all the corn sugar that comes in with the kit. Add your black tea bags into the Triton keg and let it steep for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, we actually did ours for about 30 minutes because why not? Once it's finished steeping, go ahead and pull the tea bags out and you're gonna wanna let your iGulu keg cool to about 80 degrees. What I did to speed up the process is I actually put the lid on top of the Triton keg and went ahead and sealed it, and then I used our pressure relief valve, which we use to make sure that there's no negative or positive pressure within the keg. So as it's cooling, it's gonna be letting in fresh air, and so you don't get a negative vacuum on your Triton keg. Once the lid was on, I went ahead and loaded it into the iGulu, and I actually set it for fermentation temperature of about 74 degrees to help speed up the cooling process. After about 2 hours, it was down to the appropriate temperature, and I was able to go ahead and pitch the SCOBY into the Triton keg. Once your SCOBY's added, the kit does include a cotton cloth, which you use to put on top of your Triton keg. This allows for the release of CO2 and things so that your SCOBY doesn't end up having to deal with the pressure of a pressure fermentation. You don't want to do that. So it allows that free exchange of air while kind of filtering things out. Conversely, you can use our iGulu pressure relief valve, which is available for purchase on our website, so you can do non-pressure fermentation. We went ahead and used that valve instead of the cotton cloth. It just seemed a little bit easier to do the fermentation. Once that's done, you're ready to go ahead and load your Triton keg back into your iGulu. Make sure you've updated your software so that it includes the new kombucha fermentation profile. Our kit didn't actually come with an RFID sticker for the fermentation profile, but it looks like the kombucha is actually built into the iGulu software so that you can do this more than once without having to have a kit. So it's already programmed in there. Go ahead and turn on the kombucha fermentation, which is 80 degrees for about 10 days. Once fermentation is complete, go ahead and pull your SCOBY out of your Triton keg, put it in a glass container or some sort of a container of some time. If you want to save it for later use, you can store it in the fridge for up to 6 months with a little bit of the same black tea liquid on top. Make sure it is submerged. It'll keep for about 6 months and you can use it again to make another batch of kombucha. At this point, you're actually looking at more of a secondary fermentation. If you want to add flavoring, this is the time to do it. Make sure you don't add any juice or anything before moving the SCOBY. You will contaminate the SCOBY and you will ruin it. For our kombucha we actually chose not to add any flavorings or juice because we wanted to taste the black tea and how well it holds up with the SCOBY. So once you pull the SCOBY out, go ahead and secure the lid on your Triton keg, put it back into your iGulu. This time, hook up all of the hoses and set it for sparkling water mode. According to iGulu, it should be ready in about 24 hours. So we actually put ours in sparkling mode yesterday morning. It has been about 24 hours. Let's see how it tastes. All right, so here we are in the tasting room, ready to taste the iGulu Kombucha Kit. With me in today's tasting is, of course, Christy of the famed Brew Crew.
Hello.
And, of course, JB from Vexet, who's come with us on a lot of adventures, and he's a chef as well, or a cook, a chef.
I'd prefer cook. I haven't got the title of chef.
Okay, but he's got a better palate than I do, so we're excited to kind of taste this and see. Now, we've done the kombucha before, and it was a lemon ginger kombucha, which came out really, really nice, if I recall correctly, right, JB?
Yes.
Yeah, really, really good. Again, we didn't flavor this one because you just want to see how the tea comes through and kind of the flavorings and things and see how balanced it is. So, let's get a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Smells really good.
It's good.
Yum.
Well, that's really good.
You taste the tea.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, the black tea really holds its own.
This tea is good.
Really good tea. Got a little residual sweetness to it. It's not very vinegary at all.
No.
Which I think is just because it's so fresh. A lot of times you get this stuff at the store and it kind of has a vinegar tinge to it. This does not at all. This is really good. Slight sweetness, but it balances the black tea, which really holds its own. This is really good.
It's delicious.
I am pleasantly surprised by this. This is so balanced and
It's
so
really
good.
sweet.
It's not
really good.
too sweet. I could definitely drink this. I'm not a huge unsweetened tea person. I like this.
This is really good. Now, I will say, it is supposed to be sparkling. It's supposed to be carbonated. It's been 24 hours since we crash cooled it and added carbonation. I don't get much carbonation at all in this. But I think it's really a factor of it needs more time for the CO2 to dissolve. So they say you can drink it 24 hours, which clearly you can. We're enjoying it very much. But if you want sparkling, I would let it sit probably for another 5 days at least to let it continue to age, a little development, and let that CO2 dissolve into suspension. With the sparkling water setting on the iGulu, it does put it up to a higher pressure. So as long as you got a full CO2 canister in there, it should carbonate quite nicely.
I would definitely drink this every day.
Same. Definitely.
It's kind of fun to have it on tap. So this is nice. This is
would
great.
be great for a picnic with the burger, hot dog, and some chips. This would be amazing, actually.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had kombucha with like burger and fries and stuff, but I could see it cutting through versus a soda.
Yeah.
You'd think of having like a Coke or a Pepsi or some kind of a soda, that sweetness. This would give you some of that without being quite so sugary.
I definitely feel like next time I want to infuse it with some juice to see how it comes out.
I think so, yes.
Is there a certain flavor juice?
When we did lemon ginger, so obviously did some lemon juice with it. You can do, I'm trying to remember, apple was what I was thinking of. You can do cranberry.
Cranberry would be really good.
A lot of them do like a fruit puree,
Right.
where they don't do the bottled stuff. They actually juice their own things to put in there. So if you do end up pureeing in the iGulu, please be forewarned. The tubing is prone to clogging because it is a very small opening that comes out the top of the keg. So you could get some pulp in there or maybe a little seed. If you do what we recommend, which is to upgrade it and add the Float 2.0, which is that double filter screen, that will strain out everything. You won't have any issues with clogging, and you can throw all kinds of stuff in there to flavor it, even whole fruit to let it sit. So I think that definitely might be a good option to get that fresh fruit infusion in there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I definitely think that originally we talked about cranberry, and then we were almost worried that it'd be too acidic. But I feel like the acidity would actually help this a little bit too, because it's so.
It has got a little bit of that sweetness. I think adding some acidity to it would help brighten it up a bit.
Yeah.
But it, as is, just straight out without anything else, I think it's delicious.
Same.
I'd be curious to see how this ages over time and how it continues
Same.
to develop. But it is really good as young as it is. Very happy with it. So definitely recommend that kit a lot. Now the other thing you can keep in mind with these kits, it comes with the SCOBY, and I think I mentioned it earlier, you can save that and reuse it. So you can get your own black tea, use corn sugar, and we have a video, we'll link that below, on making your own kombucha. But once you get this initial kit, as long as you keep your SCOBY happy, and keep it healthy, you can continue to make kombucha with that starter kit. Get your own tea, get some sugar, whatever flavorings you want. You can perpetually make this in the iGulu.
I wonder if iGulu would ever think about like offering the packet a little bit of a discount if you were to have a SCOBY.
Just the tea and the sugar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Just because then people can use it, but you know, because then you're getting a fresh SCOBY every time. That's like a lot.
It is a lot, especially if you've got one that's healthy that you're using, gets used to kind of your environment. I'm sure it'll actually perform probably better. So it's great. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video on the new iGulu Kombucha Kit. Let us know your thoughts if you've got any experience with it, or if you've already made your own kombucha in the iGulu. If you've got any flavoring tips or things that you find work really well, please let us know, because we do want to share that with other iGulu users. Catch you later, my friends.